This could be the last generation when it comes to having a stable job. The CEO of Anthropic has actually predicted that up to 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs could be replaced by AI within 5 years. Bill Gates has said AI will replace most jobs in 10 years. And then you have Elon just going hard saying AI and robots will replace all jobs. Now, I don't know about you, but if I had a job, this is absolutely serious. Because these guys are experts when it comes to this space. I would be concerned. And in this video, we'll be covering, will AI really take over all the jobs? Why would companies even resort to this? If so, then what jobs will still be available? And what can I do about this? So let's get into it. Now, I'm sure some of us here are thinking, come on, is that really gonna happen to that magnitude? Are these CEOs really serious about AI taking over basically everything when it comes to work? I thought about the Industrial Revolution. I even thought about when computers started to come into the workforce. Yes, jobs were replaced, but it didn't replace all the jobs. And on top of that, with new technology making labor more efficient, it opened the door for even new jobs in new sectors. I get that, but here is what's different. Remember, this is artificial intelligence. It will replace all the aspects of human thinking. So I think about critical thinking, strategy, how about management? All sectors of what a white collar may do is at risk. Now, of course, we thought about blue collar and we know, well, if you got robots doing what humans can do, then it's just a matter of time that blue collar jobs would be wiped out. Never in history have we seen all sectors of the workforce at risk. Now, for myself, I've been in business and marketing for well over 30 years. Seeing changes in the market is normal. And one example that comes to my mind is Blockbuster Video. I think you know where I'm going with this, right? Because when Blockbuster was dominant, Netflix came on the scene. Blockbuster didn't think that Netflix was that big of a deal. Of course, we fast forward today, we see Netflix not just dominant, they're trying to buy out Warner Brothers. Another example that I want to give is BlackBerry. And again, I'm sure you could tell where I'm going with this, but BlackBerry, I mean, they were on top of their game and they had their keyboard. And then you had Steve Jobs coming out with the iPhone saying, you don't need a keyboard, you need the entire screen because we're going to have apps. We're going to have more functionality. And you know what? Phones with big screens is commonplace now. So we see these shifts happen and it really creates the sink or swim scenario and seeing companies going out of business. But again, we have never seen this when it comes to labor itself. This is an entire labor market that's in a sink or swim scenario. We are playing in a different ballgame. So when it comes to the different types of jobs, I think white collar jobs and blue collar jobs. Most people thought blue collar jobs will be the first ones to go, right? All the different labor type jobs. But again, the irony is the white collar jobs are the ones that all the CEOs and all the tech gurus are saying those are going to be the jobs that AI is going to take out first. Because again, right, it's artificial intelligence. And as I said, it's the critical thinking jobs, the management strategy type jobs. Those are going to be the ones that are going to be greatly at risk. Microsoft actually made their own list of the top 40 jobs that they feel AI will more than likely replace. AI is going for everything. So robots are coming into play. Why is it that the blue collar jobs have not been threatened yet? It's because the robotics have not caught up when it comes to full human-like functionality. And I'm talking about, let's say, the use of our fingers. Now, if you check out the CES show, a consumer electronics show that happened just this month, what are all these companies doing? They are showing robotics mainly doing things with hands, okay? They're after it. We can clearly see, again, the writing on the wall, that these companies have every intent to replace as many jobs as possible. Now, some of us here might think, is that even humane? Why would these companies even want to do that? Well, this is how I look at it. Let's just say there are some CEOs out there and company owners that really look out for their employees and they don't want them to lose their jobs. But here's the issue. There could be a neighboring or a competing company, or let's just say a company from another country that they don't care. And they said, you know what? We want to bring on AI and a robotic workforce because we want to reduce labor costs. They want to bring the labor cost to zero. If that happens, their profits go up. And if their profits go up and if they're publicly traded, it makes their investors happy. Do you see what's going to happen? If these other companies decide to go full on with robotics and AI, they're going to put, let's say, companies where their owners do care about their workers at risk. It's going to basically put them out of business. So you are seeing a scenario where it's eat or be eaten. And that's why we are, in a way, seeing this economic arms race when it comes to AI just taking over the workforce. And that is just the unfortunate truth. We see this happening. All the major tech CEOs see this happening. So we see the writing on the wall. And now some of us here might be thinking, well, okay, if that happens, how about universal basic income? I mean, the government is going to come in and do something about this, or the corporations are going to have to figure this out. And UBI might really be a thing. You hear a lot of very important people talking about UBI, but how much will UBI actually really pay? I look at it like a middle class welfare. Will it really pay the amount for a good life? Now, at this point, with everything that I just brought up, definitely share your thoughts in the comments, because this has been a big talk for the past couple years. And I would say we are really getting close now where it's starting to become a serious concern. My mentor has shared this with me, that successful people live in the future and average people live in the now. But what does that mean? Successful people look as far down the road, just like driving a car. They look as far down as possible to see any type of obstruction, anything in the way of the road, so that way they can calculate and then move accordingly. So again, if we are hearing that these tech CEOs are giving warnings and they're saying 5 years, 10 years, I would actually make the pivot within the next 2 to 3 years. Now, given AI is just moving so fast, it is crazy how fast this technology is changing the workplace. So I would make moves now. The question is, where would I move to? If you have a job that is at risk, is there any safe ground? What jobs could be safe? I'm going to share with you all my thoughts on the jobs or the job sectors that I feel either could be safe or it's just buying more time for AI to further advance. So I'm going to share with you the 3 sectors that I feel could be safe. Okay, so the first one is what I'm going to say specialized skills or trades. So some examples that come to my mind is being an auto mechanic or shoe repair, auto detailing. I want to just share examples of very specialized skills that may require a human precision. And again, a lot of companies may not want to spend the time to program the robot, or a robot may not be able to do as well as a human. The second sector of jobs in my list are those jobs where AI and robots could take over those jobs, but people prefer a human being doing it. Now, these are very specialized jobs. And typically I think about like high-end luxury. So for sake of example, Michelin star chefs. I think we would rather trust a human being making food of that caliber. I'll give a wild example. People spend a lot of money buying a Rolls Royce because they want it made by hand. Now, being less extreme, how about, let's say, making custom cakes or custom home building? So again, it's the notion of something being very custom, and they want human hands making it. Now, the third sector are jobs where people want human connection. So I think about certain jobs like being a psychiatrist or a therapist, or how about specific marketing and sales? So for sake of example, when it comes to skincare, I don't think I would trust a robot for what's good for my skin. So these are just examples where we want a human connection or we favor a human's opinion. Those are my thoughts on the types of jobs that may survive AI or buys more time. But what if I were to say, if you feel that you do have a job at risk, what if this could be the time to pivot into something that you're truly passionate about? What if there was a business idea that you always wanted to do but wasn't quite sure? Or you have a very strong talent or a skill and you know a robot can't do it, and it's now your time to really bring that out. What if it is time to start that as a business or a side hustle? Why not build that side hustle where it becomes your main hustle? So this video is not really about it being negative, but more so looking at it in terms of this could be the situation at hand, but it could be a blessing in disguise. What if it allows you to become what you were always meant to be? And if you feel that way, I would do further research and really look into my options right now. Why not make the move before it becomes a concern for the masses? That's what I would be doing. Now, if you found this information helpful, definitely hit the like and subscribe as I continue to make more videos when it comes to current situations, how to navigate, and how to really charge forward. With that being said, I look forward to the next video.